So I think you probably have a pretty good feel of how headings are used. And I can't remember if I told you this or if it's in a take where I was like, I blew it on that take and I threw it away. But there's the head, which is in the HTML document, right? So we have the doc type HTML at the top, and then we have HTML, the tag, right? Opening and closing. And then between the HTML opening and closing tag, we have the head area, which is an opening and closing head tag, and the body area, right? Like that's our HTML page. And so we have the head, which is one thing, and then we have the header, and the header, right, is semantic HTML, and right, it's like the header for something. And then we also have headings, and so headings are the H1 through the H6, and they tell people, search engines, browsers, right, the order of importance. So order of importance of these headings. H1 is the most important, H6 is the least important. So that's what headings are used for, and they're super important for search engines, so make sure you're using them well. And I have a couple of examples just to continue exploring those. I did a little Anthony Bourdain example here. And I just want to reiterate, you could pause your video and read this, that we don't use the document outline algorithm and the source for that, because headings are what we use for outlining. And so here you can see we're kind of creating an outline. And it's like, this is, what's the topic of this page? The main thing, Anthony Bourdain. And this is about Bourdain and his favorite restaurants, favorite destinations, favorite books. Contact him and find out more info. And so here I just did headings. And then on the second step, I added in all the other stuff. So these are the same headings, right? Same headings, but I just added in more tags. So it's really clear to see right here how the headings, H1 through H6, are defining the importance of the different, structure on the different things on the document. And they're also creating that outline. So if I was to run this through the document outliner deal, so in Chrome, you could go to, Chrome extensions, HTML outline. And HTML outliner, let's see what this says, this description. With heading and sectioning elements, the extension is using HTML5 outline algorithm. Crap. It's crap, right? Like, why? Why is it using it? Nobody else does. That's where it's confusing, and you might think, oh, I need to learn about that. But you could see I put it in just out of curiosity, right? If I was to run it here, cool, it builds a nice outline off the headings. So that's how you want to build your outline. And that might look cool, like let me use it, but if you start throwing in other stuff, it's going to throw it off. So don't use it. Don't use it. All right, so here is like also kind of, you can see the outline there, right? Like it's outlining it. All right, so that's headings, pretty straightforward. And H1 through H6. And then knowing the difference between head, header, and headings is really important. And make sure you're using your headings in that way that you're outlining it. Just like with this example with Anthony, step 1, step 2, add other things in. Start with just this, right? Like, okay, cool, we outlined the most important content on the page and the sub-content, the subheadings. And that's one of the hardest things about creating web pages, is just getting the content and organizing it and then building everything around it. So get the content, you organize it, kind of outline it, build your structure, and then format it. Okay, so that's headings.